Hi, everybody. Welcome to Habitat Demos for Friday, November 3rd. And as usual, we've got a bunch of really cool demos. We'll kick off with Nell showing some new work with node scaffolding. So take it away, Nell.
All right. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to first highlight a couple of new features we have in the node scaffolding. I've got something set up here, and if you'll notice, I've got a node application as both a package.lock.json and a yarn.lock. Now, if I try to build this, it's going to take just a moment. It returns an error now saying that both a package lock.json and yarn.lock are present, and you need to pick one. And this is something we just newly released because currently we only support using one package manager at a time with the node scaffolding, and it would just get confused horribly if someone attempted to use two. So now we
Nell, I
return.
don't think we can see a screen. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, well, I forgot to share it. So let's share it. So you're just looking at my face there. There, that's better. And we're going a little meta there. So, all right, let's start this again. Let's clear this. And all right, so here I have a node application that's both a package lock.json and a yarn.lock. Now this means it's trying to use both npm and yarn as package managers at the same time. Now originally this would just kind of fail horribly and silently with the node scaffolding, but now we return a useful error saying we can only support one at a time. So if I remove that package lock.json, and hit build again. I won't have it build all the way, but you can see it gets a lot farther than it used to. All right, other thing I want to highlight is a new I don't know what a blog post is, but a new blog post in which I go through using the Node.js scaffolding with databases. If you have a Node application that uses a database, this is a good walkthrough of how to get it working with that. This uses the example of MongoDB with an Express application, and I hope you check it out and have some fun with Node and databases. And that is it for me, so I'm going to unshare my screen. And back to you, Salim.
All right, awesome. That looks great. Um, Next, we'll go to Chris, who's going to show us some work with UI and redirection.
Okay, let me see if I can get this to be the right shared thing here. Okay, everybody seeing my Builder UI screen? Yeah, cool, all right.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, cool. So this is just a quick little thing that we did up to now. You know, if you kind of be clicking around in the UI, recently we made a change that will kind of time out session tokens, and so you may get this message where you get your session timed out. You have to sign in again through GitHub, and if you were in the middle of something and you had to sign in again, you would just sort of go and sign in and then get kicked back to your list of origins, which probably wasn't where you were when you got signed out. And so we just made a change to make it so that when you do sign back in, you'll go to where you were before, or the page you were trying to get to when you got signed out. So that just makes it a little easier, a little nicer to kind of navigate through that situation. And then just as a side benefit of that, if you happen to share a link with someone that requires you to be signed in, you will go ahead and get passed on through to that page after you do sign in. I think, right? That's how it's supposed to work. Yeah, cool. So yeah, so that's it. Just a little bit of an improvement there, but hopefully makes life a little nicer on the Builder web.
Yeah, that
That's
looks
all I
awesome
got.
as well. Definitely helpful. All right, we will go to the last demo. I'm going to quick share my screen here. And what I'm going to demo is basically job cancellation ability. So previously, if you were kicking off a builder job, and specifically if you had a whole bunch of builds that were happening as part of a group, there has not really been a way to cancel that if you wanted to for some reason. So now we're starting to add that ability. Currently, we have it as part of the HAB CLI, and eventually it's going to make it all the way to the UI. So I'm going to quick show some of the CLI changes. So the one we have is now this is just my dev environment here. So I'm going to do a HAB builder job, and let's see if that shows the commands. Yeah, so now you can see that there's a new cancel command here. So you can give it a, well, let's just type that in and see what happens. And so And that shows us that, okay, you need to give it a group ID here to cancel your jobs. So I'm going to use the CLI to kick off a build job here as well. So have builder job start. I'm going to kick off core test app and say, yeah, kick off a whole group. And it's going to ask me, there's 3 or 4 builds. Do you want this? I'm going to say yes. So that's kicked off, and now it's going to give me this group ID, and this is also the same ID that you'll see in our web UI when you have a build kicked off. So you can now take that builder job cancel, and then I can paste that group ID here, and then it'll give me a prompt again. I'm going to say, yes, I do want to cancel these builds, and then it'll basically go off and cancel them, and then it'll give you a success message. And that's it. You can see up here some of my debug output. You can see group was canceled, and so that's basically kind of the end state for these builds. So that's really it for the demo, and and this will is not quite released yet, but the next release of HAB is going to have this as part of the CLI toolset. So, all right,
that's great. Can't wait to get that stuff in the UI.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
I think that's it for demos, unless anybody else has a walk-in. No? All right, we are good. See everybody next week then.